right, we all know Mitt Romney is a rich man. It's just a fact. But he has been criticized in this campaign as being out of touch with the average American. And, well, there are some new photos. They were released today from the campaign doing not so much to tamp down those attacks. So check it out. Here he is with his family. This was Easter at his 3,000-square-foot Spanish-style home along San Diego's beautiful La Jolla Beach. Price tag, a cool $12 million. All the while, President Obama spends the week making the Buffett rule, taxing the wealthy more, the centerpiece of his re-election campaign. So, is the Romney campaign tone deaf, or is it just trying to give voters an image inside Mitt Romney's real life, his family life? Joining me now, Abby Huntsman, a conservative commentator and daughter of former presidential candidate John Huntsman, and Tim Punke, a Democratic strategist. So both of you, welcome. Abby, let me begin with you. You know, look, as we see all these pictures, family fun, Easter weekend, you see the grandkids and the kids and the beautiful home. I mean, is this what it looked like in the Huntsman family household for Easter weekend? Is this typical?
You know, it is. I think he's in a very tough position. He can't win. You know, he does come from money. He does have a beautiful family. But at the end of the day, the American people want Superman for president. They want him to be handsome. They want him to save the world. They want him to save the economy. So he can't win here. You know, I think these pictures actually make him look somewhat human.
Somewhat human. He had said before, you know, he shouldn't be apologizing for his success. Tim, do you agree? He's been successful and we shouldn't penalize him for it?
Well, look, I think it's just a strange decision by the campaign, to be honest. I think if anyone, no one doubts that Mitt Romney is a family man. I think that's almost a given. The idea that he would release campaign pictures of his house in La Jolla, I think, is just shows that he's kind of out of touch with most Americans. And it's, you know, I think Abby's right. I think the bottom line is that ultimately Americans are going to judge Mitt Romney by his plans. And as you noted at the top of the segment, we've been talking about the Buffett rule. We've been talking about Romney's plan to actually cut taxes for the wealthy versus Obama's plan to ensure that middle-income earners are paying a lower income tax percentage than the wealthiest Americans.
Yeah.
That's what Americans are going to judge these two candidates by. But when these pictures come out, when Romney says things like, "I'll make Rick Perry a $10,000 bet," it just shows that he's out of touch with most Americans on these issues.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some folks who say, look, you know, it is who he is. He's not an ordinary guy, but he needs to really be authentic. And we were talking today, and I just want to throw these pictures up because you have iconic, you know, John F. Kennedy, and some people are wondering, is he trying to project this similar sort of Kennedy-esque, you know, image? Here it is, sitting around, you know, the table, painting their own eggs, you know, very photogenic, large family. Do you see a comparison there, Tim?
You know, it was such a different time. I mean, again, I just think that most Americans take for granted the fact that Mitt Romney is a good family man. I don't think anybody really questions that at all. This campaign has never really been about that. So again, the idea that he would put forward kind of these pictures just seems like an unnecessary kind of rubbing in, if you will, of kind of his wealth, which I think was just frankly a mistake by the campaign.
One thing I wanted to add to that is, well, people forget that back in 1968, Nixon would walk the beach in a black suit with, you know, black lace-ups, and people said he's aloof. You know, they would say Reagan rode a horse, he's a cowboy. So it's so easy to pinpoint one thing and say he's out of touch or whatever.
Let me ask you about this. We do also know that the Romney camp has yanked their negative ads, sort of out of deference to Rick Santorum. His daughter Bella was in the hospital. Right thing to do?
Absolutely. The one question I have is, would he have done this if he were neck and neck with Santorum? Or, you know, the timing's a bit strange. It looks like he's well to take the nomination. So you want to believe that he would, but I still question that a little bit.
Tim, do you think this is the right thing? I mean, or is it really more like, okay, I look at my delegate count versus your delegate count, and I need to really focus my sights on the general election and someone else being President Obama?
I think for Mitt Romney right now, it's all about the general campaign. I think for him right now, he's really got to walk a really difficult line of trying to win back some of these conservative voters who simply don't trust him because he's flip-flopped on so many issues, to, as his own campaign somewhat admitted, trying to reinvent himself a little bit for the general campaign. So he's got to show some deference to Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich still, but at the end of the day, he's trying to figure out how he can position himself for the general campaign.
But I do think it shows that he has a heart, and I think that's good.
He has a heart, and that is a good thing. Abby Huntsman, thank you for pointing that out. Abby and Tim Punke, I appreciate you both tonight. Ahead on Out Front, we mentioned this